Hello, it's Joanne here, and today is Monday the 10th of April. Thank you for joining me. So let's get on to the things. Still carrying on with my little date book. Love it. Some days I forget and have to just remember what I did. So it's been 4 and a bit weeks since my last video. And I'm going to start with cross stitch. So the first thing I worked on since that video was my country calendar by DMC or by some other place I forgot. And I managed to do February. I don't know if it's too bright in here. But here is February. It's just mostly normal cross stitch, and then there's bullion knots in the flowers. And then there's a hair, and I started March. I was determined to, well, I say I was determined to finish March by the end of March. Obviously, I can't have been that determined because I didn't. So that's that. So there's only March, April, May, and then all the border, it's got like leaves all around. Oh, another thing I did was this brown herringbone line. I moved it across one stitch because it was wrong, and it would have meant that this leaf, this was touching it. So I moved it across one, and it didn't, because it wasn't going to touch any of the other bits. So that was fine, except obviously I've not finished it. Okie dokie, pig in a pokey. Stitching that with Lucy V Makes, and we have pictures on Instagram. I think we're #calendarsal. So yeah, I worked on that for 4 days. I think 3 days for February and then 1 day for March, the March block. So the next thing I worked on was the Chinese tree printed stamped thing. So you can't really see what I did from this. So I'm going to say it was this bit here, and you can see it on the back which bit I did. So that's the front, that's the back, and that's the front. You can see where the yellow has gone over the red stampy printy thing. I was doing one colour at a time, but then I just thought whatever. Picking up a thread of a different colour is not really any different to starting a thread of the same colour, so that's that. I just did this. I think we were going to watch a film, so I just picked up something that I didn't need a chart because it's easy to just stitch away on. And the next thing is exciting because I've not worked on this since October, the Milton Keynes retreat in October, and it's Mirabilia Red, which you all know what it looks like. So if I can find a picture, here's a picture of what it looked like last time. And here it is now. and you can't really see. What I've done, hang on, is, damn it, I started off doing a glove, and then some of these colours we used elsewhere, so I did that, and then I did her arm, her 1/1 arm, which looks a mess, and basically I then went on and did all of this and all of this, so quite a lot. So that's 7 days work, and obviously the other glove, and I've just started doing the other arm. My hoop was here, so that's why there's nothing been done from there down, because I was trying to do everything in the hoop before having to move the hoop. So there she is. I still don't love her, but trying to get as much done as I can to the pattern before I do the bits I want to change. So I'm not going to use any blues in her dress, and this is going to be grey not brown, and this is going to have pink flowers like these rather than tealy turquoisey. Okay, like I can show you this. So I guess I'm feeling stressed about changing it, but if I don't, I feel like now I've decided I want to change it. If I don't change it, then I won't like it even more. So there is she. So is that all the cross stitch? Let me just see. I got a rack from a friend from the retreat. She racked me Sacred Bond by Heaven and Earth Designs. There's a set picture here. So thank you for that. I've got Haid on the go, and then the winter snow, what's she called? Winter Spirit of Winter, and then that one. So that's cool. I've ordered my threads, my extra threads for the Haid that I'm doing. So they should be coming soon from Marnie's Mix Bag. You should go there and buy a floss, because I think it's the cheapest in the UK at the minute. 56p or something. 51p. I don't know. Sauce. It's on Etsy. So the other 3 things I have. Now I'm sure you're all dying to know whether I finished my cardigan, and yes I did. In my last video I said oh, I might finish it after this video, but I didn't. I finished it the next day. Here it is. Now I'm going to insert a video of me with it on here. Okay, so here's my cardigan on. I've just put like a top on it. So here's the lace pattern. What's it called? That chandelier lace pattern. Actually, if you look up the chandelier lace pattern, it's supposed to be the other way, but this is like upside down version. Got side panel. It's got lace on the sleeves, so from the shoulder all the way down. It's got 2x2 rib for the bottom and the cuffs, although the actual pattern is supposed to be a 3/4 sleeve with just a fold over edge, so that's my modification, was making the sleeves longer. Don't really know what else to say. It's got 2x2, that and here. I love these buttons, and it's kind of like gaping, even though I did try and put the buttons further across so that it would hold this further across. But what I might do is actually, because I'm not going to ever wear it open, I might try and tack the edge of this onto there. So yeah, this was knit in Katia Merino Baby, which is about 5-ply, and it took me forever. I think I worked out it was something like 20 months or 22 months it took. That's obviously, you know how it is. It was kind of a UFO, and then it wasn't, and then it was, and then it wasn't. But yeah, I like how it fits. So I think that's all I have to say. I've got project notes on my Ravelry, Joanne 1989, so check it out over there. If you want to add me as a friend on there, request it and then send me a message as well so I know who you are. So back to the main video. Well pleased with my cardigan. I did wear it. I wore it for like a week after that, and then said I was never going to take it off, but I don't think I've worn it since. I'll probably like wash it and see how it comes out after I've washed it. So after I finished knitting that, I was like, oh no, now I've got nothing else to knit, because I wasn't doing any crochet either, so I was just left with cross stitch. So I thought, I already had a project kitted up, and it was the Rayner shawl, which is a free pattern on Ravelry, and so I did that, and here it is. Well, I'm in a different position by the way because I'm going to stand up. Here is the Rayner shawl. Ta-da! So yeah, I finished it. It took me 20 days. Did I just say that? Not like full days. But as you can see, it's got like, so you start here where my chin is with like 5 stitches, and then you increase each round, each row at both ends and in the middle to make a triangle. And so it's garter stitch and then mesh stitch, and with each repeat the mesh stitch gets wider. So that's the mesh. Why can't I say mesh? Can you see it? Now I forgot to bring the ball band, so I'll insert a picture of the wool that I used. Yeah, it's some bizarre colours. They're not showing up they're showing up more grey on the, well, from what I can see on my screen, but it is very vibrant indeed. It's got these like that doesn't even look green, but that's green. I wonder if you'll be able to see it better with that. No, of course not. That would just be silly. Does this white help? No. So I did that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it though, because I don't wear shawls, and I don't particularly like the colour, to be honest. But I wanted to wear it probably this way. Ta-da! Like a neckerchief. I don't know how to wear scarves. Obviously, it's spring now, so it's kind of hot, and I'm in fact like really boiling right now. So that was the Rayner shawl. By the way, you can find me on Ravelry. I think I'm called Joanne 1989 because that was when I was born. So that's my shawl. Take that off. Don't like that. Now the other thing that I'm well pleased with, so yeah, is I finished my quilt top, which I started in about November 2015, following a trip to the Knitting and Stitching show. So here it is. It's too big to get all in. So this is the top. So yeah, it's double bed sized. So what I already had done was it's made up of these blocks where you've got a coloured rectangle sewn to a white rectangle. And now I have most of these cut out and sewn together. I think I had about 25, it was 25 more white pieces I had left to cut out, and now I'm covered in like little stringies. And then I ironed or pressed all the seams to one side and just laid it out on my bed to decide what order, and it just so happened that I just put it down in a random order and liked it, so that was good. I will just show you the different fabrics, I suppose. So I've just got like pale blue gingham and a little like ditzy blue flower thing. Slightly bigger flowers. I like this one. This is like feathers. This is obviously gingham again. And this one. I like this one as well. Nose. So the pattern is the, oh my gosh, what's it called? Zigzag. It's a Moda pattern, called something like a zigzag quilt. So you basically sew them into strips this way. It's like these two are a strip, and then these 3 are a strip, and then 5, and then 7, and whatever. So you do it that way, and then turn it, and it makes the zigzags go across sleeves. So I did actually have a load of blocks left that had different fabrics. I don't know if you can hear me from over there. I did have some blocks left of different fabrics, and I've just, I think was there 2 or 3 of the fabrics that didn't quite match, plus it was too big, because at the minute that one goes, it kind of goes over the end of the bed and then a little bit onto the pillows, so we didn't need it any longer than that. I've not bought any batting or wadding or whatever you want to call it yet. I worked out, well, I kind of tried to work out a budget, like how much money I have left every month, and it was like £20 or a bit less. I was like, oh, that sucks. So yeah, I've not done that. I went to the British quilt and stitch village this weekend with my sister, and it was rubbish. There was only like one stall had that, and it was like £11 a metre or something. And I know I can get it, there's a shop, I can get it for like £3.95 a metre, so obviously I'm going to go there. So that was that was my quilt. Did I have anything else to say? Yeah, I guess like all my pictures are on Instagram, which is stitching_Joanne, I think. I don't know. It just logs me in automatic. Oh, the other thing, the last thing, I feel like I'm missing something. No. Apart from the fact that it's my birthday on Wednesday, the last thing I have to say is that I've been reading American Pastoral by Philip Roth for book club, and it's a big book. I really like it. I thought this would be, because we pick 6 months in advance, I thought this would be one that I wouldn't read, but it's actually one of my favourites so far. It's supposed to be something about American Dream. It's like this family and the daughter goes off the rails, and so it's not all like nicey anymore. But because Richard's reading as well, he said it well in that it's, when you read it, it sounds like it's a dream. Well, the writing is dreamlike, and it's basically in-depth analysis, or like in-depth telling of the past, of like how like each person's life, like upbringing, because it's in 3 parts, and the first part starts in the Second World War, where when the guy is like a teenager, and he's like this really popular sports star, and like everyone in the school loves him. But then there's this other person. The other person is the narrator, who's like telling the story about this sports guy. And anyway, then the middle part is like about 40 years later, and they have this like school reunion, and then it all goes back into like what the sports star, like who he became, and he's the one whose daughter went a bit. Basically she was an anti-war person for the Vietnam War. So yes, so I think I'm hoping I'll finish it in time. Book club is not for another week or so, week and a bit. So yeah, I would recommend you read this book. If you've read this book, let me know what you think. So that's enough about books, isn't it? Yeah, so thanks for joining me, and I will see you in probably about 4 weeks' time. Bye!